But my girlfriend, when we first met, my girlfriend was telling me, this was before I even visited her house. My girlfriend at the time was telling me that she was having nightmares, right? So she was having nightmares of a dark figure watching her, and the dark figure had on a trench coat and a top hat. Alright, so my experience with Succubus, aka sex demon. If you don't know what a succubus is, it's a sex demon or an entity that is craving or thrives off of blood and or sexual energy or sacral chakra, whatever you call it. So, you know, I'm a normal dude. Date here and there, had a girlfriend for like 4 years. Right after the 4-year relationship, I dropped off reading the Bible. So after Revelations, you know, I finished that. Boom, I started reading the Bible. And then I went to college and met this girl, or this woman who worked at the front desk. And long story short, off of that, we started talking. I got a number. I went to a place. And when I stepped into a place, it was kind of like, it was so messy, bro. Like the mattress was in the living room. Like the mattress was in the living room. One of the room that she was supposed to be in, where a bed was supposed to be in, it was just full of clothes. There was a dude just sitting there in the front room smoking. Stuff everywhere. The junkiest place I ever witnessed, seen in my life. So I became friends with her. You know, I started talking to her more because she was an author and she was reading books that I haven't read yet. So we was smoking one night and something hit me. Something was like, man, something sets her apart from everybody. So when everybody left, I asked her, I was like, you not Christian, you something else, right? So she was like, what do you mean something else? I said, are you something else? Like, I see crazy stuff around here, like wands. I see like magic books. I see like stuff hanging up on a poster, like triangles, symbols here and there. Are you a witch? I asked her straight up, are you a witch? Are you a sorcerer? Sorceress? I was like, are you something like that? She was like, sorcerer is close to it, but I can't tell you exactly what I am, because if I told you exactly what I am, you wouldn't like me anymore. So it hit me. I was like, damn, I do kind of got a crush on her. I want to get to know her, even though she is junky with this roommate who is a male and they're not together. So I went with it. I said, okay, cool. You ain't got to tell me, but I want to know eventually. So long story short, we were smoking this one night and we was in this room. It was a laundry room and my visuals was enhanced. Like I could see the auras, I could see spirits obviously, but it was this one spirit behind the washing machine. I was like, okay, do y'all be getting stuff? She was like, yeah, we actually hear stuff in the laundry room all the time, and it's a spirit that lives in the washing machine. And I was sensing the spirit already off rip. So we smoking, and out of nowhere, her eyes start to go red, and she started to become different. Like she started to, I don't want to say become possessed, but she started to trance out. Like she was in a trance. So she smoked. We laughing, woo, woo, woo. And she stopped and looked at the light. And she stared at the light on the ceiling for like 60 seconds. And you all right, you all right? And when she lifted her head down, it was a beam. Like I could see the beam of the light beaming at me, but she didn't say anything. She didn't say anything, she just stared at me. She just stared at me, so I got this feeling that I should leave. Like something from her was telling me I should leave, so I left out the jam. When I left, it was almost like someone was pushing my back. Like I'm walking and someone was pushing my back. So I'm walking away. I'm going to my apartment complex. She lived like across, like an apartment across the street. So I'm putting the key into my door, and I look back at her place, and it's a dark figure with a top hat pointing like this. Swear, I ran in my house and I prayed with my roommate because I never seen a dark entity with a top hat pointing a finger like that. So I prayed. That was the first weird part. After that, I was like kind of pressuring her to tell me what she really is, because it was something very intense about her energy. So when I stopped talking to her, I took a break. I was like, I'm not even gonna talk to you till you tell me what you is, because we can't be friends if you're just gonna be doing random stuff that I'm not aware of. So she said, all right, come through. I came through, I'm sitting on the porch, waiting for her to tell me. She said, I'll be right back. She gets some papers. She brings some papers out, some documents. I'm like, what these documents got to do? On the front of the documents, it was just a bunch of symbols. Nothing, no words, just a bunch of symbols. Scripted, scribed into this paper. And I couldn't read it. I just asked her, what is this? She was like, I'm a vampire. She was like, I'm in a cult and I'm a vampire. And I thrive off of blood and or sexual energy. So I started dating her. I dated her for like a year, 2 years. And then what caught me the most was, the sex was great. Her energy was great. Like, she was always positive. Like, she was never displaying any type of negative energy. No, like, worrying, like, oh no, what if he's doing that? She wasn't like, oh, I hate when he do that. She wasn't bitching. She wasn't doing nothing, bro. And out of all that time, I loved it. Like, I loved all of the stuff that we did. We went to the woods. We took trips. We traveled. We did all of this stuff. And out of nowhere, she was just like, I'm gonna stop doing magic. And I said, why? Why would you stop doing magic? She said, because it was so powerful. When I did magic, I realized how powerful it was that I had to take a break from it. So she probably did some type of spell, something that made her run away from her magic. I don't know what it was. So the thing that kind of made me mad was her friends. It wasn't really her, it was her friends. Like, her friends were, how can I explain it? Like, her friends weren't the right friends for her. Like, how you hang around the wrong crowd. Like, her friends, I knew wasn't the right friends for her. So eventually we was clashing off of the fact that she was taking my friends. Like, she was trying to take my friends and we would hang out, and then my friends and her would be hanging out. So that's what kind of like steered me away towards another relationship, because she wasn't doing what I expected as far as her career. Like, she wasn't working on herself and bettering her craft no matter what she was doing. She wasn't into her religion or her spirituality anymore. So it kind of made me think about the first time she told me she was a succubus. So it was almost like, oh, okay, I'm the incubus. I'm the incubus. I'm the sex demon that's a sex god or can do the same thing that she can do to other people. So when I started researching all of this other stuff, I leveled up. But I had to let her go because she wanted the things that was around me. It's cool to like get inspired by, you know, your other partner, but when you're doing the exact same thing that they're doing, you're not doing what you're doing. You're taking that energy from your partner. You're taking that energy from your partner. So that's my experience. Like, the sex was good, the relationship was good. It's just her friends turned her into a lower state of herself. She could have been a better state of herself, but instead she chose her friends and tried to better herself through my friends. And that was my circle. So I'm going through her phone. I usually don't even do this, so I'm going through her phone, and they're about to meet up at the woods. You know, they wasn't flirting or anything, but they were scheduling a meeting without me. And I confronted her about it, and she was just straight up lying, like through the whole thing. Like, I had the phone like in her face, and she just kept lying. So all of that stuff was squashed in the mud, and then we tried to, like, you know, get back together, and we scheduled like a date, and I showed up like an hour late because I was moving, you know, to another place. I was getting all of this money, and, you know, I was getting a new car. It was like a 40K 2019 car. So as soon as I was like, hey, I gotta go get my car, but I'll be like an hour late. When I showed up there, she just broke. She broke it. She was like, that's it. I can't do this no more. I can't do this no more. It wasn't a specific reason. She was like, maybe we can be friends, maybe. And I was like, I don't want to be friends because of all the stuff that I see you've been doing based upon like your friends, like her friends. Druggies are cool, but when druggies are influencing you to do the bad drugs like Molly, ecstasy, shrooms, the heavy. If you're gonna heavyweight the drugs, take them into consideration of space. Okay, so that was my experience, and I'm happy to say that I experienced it. I'm not no bitch. I ain't about to be like, oh no, I'm gonna run away from something that I really want. Like, nah, I'm interested in pretty much anything that my mind is open to. So that was my experience with Succubus. Like, she straight up told me she was a succubus, and she straight up told me she was a vampire. It wasn't no other energy. What I did to cleanse myself of the succubus energy was go back to the Bible, go to Revelations, and I read about the beast. It was like a woman with like 7 heads. I focused on lucid dreaming. Succubus have a tendency to attach to your dreams. So they can bring other entities with them when they attach to your dreams. Even if they don't try to, they will attach to your dreams. So if you can lucid dream, if you're able to control your dreams to a point to where you're conscious, you can hear your thoughts, or you can feel your energy, you can tap into some type of sense in your dreams, you can control that succubus energy. A succubus can attach to you without even you knowing it. Okay, so entities can attach to you without even knowing it. Super shirts, crew necks only. No shirts. Crew necks only. They'll be available this December. Take control of your spirit. Don't let the succubus control you. I'm telling you. I'm out.